ain't here to sell you nothing. I'm here to light it up. Where the rules get bent and the playbooks burn. That's where you'll find me.
Hey there, trail trekkers and tall tale seekers. I'm Montana Max, your Bigfoot buddy and full-time outlaw gear mascot. This is the 406 life where we wander wild Montana, swap stories, and dig up the legends, laughs, and locals that make this state magic. Grab your boots and your sense of adventure. Let's get a little lost together. This episode's powered by Outlaw Gear, where rebels get their style. Want to look legendary? Mosey over to I'mAnOutlaw.com and claim your outlaw status. Well, howdy, folks. You've just stepped into the 406 life, where the skies are big, the coffee's strong, and the wildlife's probably blocking your road. I'm your host, Montana Max, local Bigfoot, occasional philosopher, and full-time bison enthusiast. Today, we're diving headfirst into a herd of prehistoric couch potatoes, wild bison in Montana. So buckle up, windows down optional but highly encouraged for maximum prairie air intake. Growing up west of the Continental Divide, bison weren't just part of the scenery, they were my childhood frenemy. Picture this. I'm 7 years old, zipping my bike down a gravel road, when suddenly a hulking, horned mountain of muscle ambles into view. I slam on the brakes, tumble off my handlebars, and give him a standing ovation with my face in the dirt. Talk about a rock concert mosh pit, Montana style. One time, Uncle Jeb and I tried to outsmart a buffalo by taking a shortcut through a meadow. Spoiler alert, buffaloes don't care about shortcuts. We ended up detouring back to the barn via an extra 3 miles of knee-deep mud. Lesson learned, never challenge a creature designed to plow through winter drifts wearing nothing but hair. Fun fact, a bison's stare can freeze you faster than your first awkward middle school dance. And trust me, I've experienced both. Sometimes on the same day. Legend says Old Man Hawkins once tried to take a selfie with a rogue bull. The bull photobombed so hard, Hawkins wound up with a selfie etched on his truck's fender. It became a roadside attraction until the fender met a repair shop. Modern technology's version of Bison Justice. So yeah, Bison and I go way back, like two old rivals sharing the same muddy pasture, begrudgingly united by the wild side of Montana. And honestly, I wouldn't have it any other way. All right, geology fans and curious wanderers, buckle up. Because before bison were bossing around these hills, we had Glacial Lake Missoula, the Gordon Ramsay of ancient water bodies. Massive, temperamental, and notorious for dramatic exits. Picture this. 15,000 years ago, an ice dam held back a lake so colossal it stretched from present-day Missoula all the way to Spokane, over 2,000 square miles of frozen lemonade. Then bam! The dam gave out and boom. Ice-cold water rushed out at speeds up to 60 miles per hour, carving out the scablands and leaving behind beach terraces called strand lines. If you look at those faint lines on the hillsides, they're basically Mother Nature's sticky notes. Hey, water was here. Just ignore the ones left by cattle drives. Those are postcards from Old West road trippers. True story. Early settlers thought the strand lines were old wagon ruts, until all their wagons sunk in mud. Turns out wagons don't float, but glacial floods do, and they have zero chill. When you hike St. Mary Peak, take a pause at the 4,200-foot mark and look west. Those parallel terraces, Champlain's beach level, and if you're at Fort Fizzle, you're literally standing in the path of one of Missoula's flash floods. Fort Fizzle's name says it all. The Army tried to stop the flood and, well, fizzled. Now, why does any of this matter? Because those strand lines shaped the rolling prairies our bison roam today. Without those floods, we'd have flatlands. Boring. Like a pancake, but without the syrup. And what's Montana without a little elevation drama, right? So next time you're tracing those hills, tip your hat to Glacial Lake Missoula, the original interior decorator of Big Sky Country. Ready for your next Montana home? Visit mostwantedrealestate.net, because that's how the West is sold. All right, folks, time to tip our boots to the original bison whisperers, indigenous nations who treated these beasts like family. Long before conservation was a buzzword, tribes managed herds with respect, ceremony, and enough patience to teach a sloth a thing or two about chill. The Kootenai, the Salish, and the Pend d'Oreille remembered bison migration like we remember traffic lights, constantly checking and planning around them. They held buffalo hunts that fed whole villages, but only took what they needed. No bison steak fad diets here, just sustainable buffalo buffet. Enter Atatice and Samuel Walking Coyote in the late 1800s. Those two spotted a dying herd near Browning, Montana, and thought, well, that ain't right. They loaded rescued calves onto horses, trekked through mountain passes, and raised a herd from literally the brink of extinction. No GPS, no Beyoncé soundtrack, just grit and probably a lot of chilly campfire coffee. Think about it. These guys watched the great bison herds dwindle from tens of millions to less than 1,000 in a few decades. Yet they refused to let the curtain fall on these giants. If that doesn't restore your faith in humanity, I don't know what will. Fast forward to today, and tribal-led conservation projects are bringing genetics, grazing patterns, and spiritual ceremony together. It's like combining AI precision with ancient wisdom. If Siri could bless a herd, it would be these programs. So next time you see a bison, raise a coffee cup, black, no sugar, to Atatice, Samuel, and every tribe that kept these creatures' hearts beating when most folks thought they'd vanished. All right, buckle up for a bureaucratic rodeo. In 1908, Congress decided these rolling hills looked perfect for a national bison range, so they plopped it smack dab in tribal territory without even a howdy. Imagine someone building a skate park in your backyard and charging admission. Yeah, it was awkward. The U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service took the reins, built roads, gift shops, even a nice visitor center, complete with bison souvenirs, all while the Confederated Salish and Kootenai tribes watched from the sidelines. Kind of like making a Hollywood biopic without casting the real stars. They even installed binocular stations because nothing says authentic experience like peering through a metal tube at a bison that's 5 miles away, acting like it doesn't know you exist. Fast forward to December 2020, when Congress passed the CSKT Bison Range Restoration Act. Finally, a plot twist worthy of Hollywood. The legislation mandated handing the range back to the tribes. Cue the confetti, and maybe a small brass band. By February 2022, the Confederated Salish and Kootenai tribes officially regained management. Tribal biologists replaced federal folks and ceremonies reclaimed ancestral ties. It was like seeing the Founding Fathers rewrite history, only with more feathered headdresses and fewer powdered wigs. It wasn't just about land, it was about sovereignty, culture, and the right to steward the buffalo that sustained generations. And let's be honest, who better to manage Montana's crown jewels than the people whose songs still echo in these valleys? Now that we've seen how justice prevailed, let's talk about what you can actually see when you roll up to the range. Because I guarantee those bison aren't going to wait around for your commentary. This episode's powered by Outlaw Gear, where rebels get their style. Want to look legendary? Mosey over to I'mAnOutlaw.com and claim your outlaw status. All right, gear up your sense of wonder and your car's gas tank. The CSKT Bison Range is an 18,500-acre wonderland of rolling hills and bunchgrass prairie. Here's the lowdown on making the most of it. without acting like a touron. What's a touron? Glad you asked. A touron is a tourist moron. You know, the person who leans on the railing, yells at the wildlife, or tries to pet a bison. Yes, they exist, and no, we don't have a special viewing platform for them. Driving loop. Duration. The one-way loop is about 19 miles. Plan for at least an hour, plus stops. Speed limit, 25 miles per hour. No need to race. Bison aren't giving lap times. Observation points. Stop at the Lac Court Ore overlook for classic herd panoramas, and the Painted Rocks pull out for epic sunset selfies. But keep a safe distance. No touron selfies, please. Wildlife highlights: bison. Herd size fluctuates between 350 to 500. Look for calves in spring. Elk and pronghorn. Often spotted grazing on lower slopes. Binoculars highly recommended. Bird life. Over 200 species including eagles, hawks, and colorful songbirds, perfect for birders. Pro tips. Don't be a touron. Stay in your vehicle. It's a bison range, not a petting zoo. Respect the speed limit. That 25 miles per hour sign isn't a suggestion. Mind your trash. Pack in, pack out. Litter is for tourons. No drones or loud music. Wildlife doesn't appreciate your techno playlist. Facilities and hours. Visitor Center. Open 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Seasonal closures apply. Check the CSKT website before you go. Restrooms and picnic areas located at the Visitor Center and mid-loop pullouts. Best time to visit: spring, April to June. Calving season, adorable chaos guaranteed. Fall, September to October. Rutting season, watch bulls flex their bison bravado. Winter, offers stark, serene landscapes. Bundle up for snowdrifts and icy winds. Once you've had your bison fix, hit up St. Ignatius for Amish ice cream, Ronan for market vibes, or Polson for cherry orchards by Flathead Lake. If you're into hot springs, Montana's spas will soak you clean of any city grime. The Bison Range isn't just a wildlife refuge. It's proof that land, culture, and community can heal. So next time you cruise through Mission Valley, tip your hat to the bison and the tribes who brought them home. For even more Bison Range tales and detailed guides, mosey on over to the website at the406life.com. That's it for today's episode of The 406 Life. I'm Montana Max. Still fuzzy, still sarcastic, and eternally in awe of these majestic beasts. If you enjoyed today's ride, subscribe wherever you get your podcasts, and follow me on Instagram at The 406 Life for daily snapshots of Big Sky living. Have questions, wild bison stories, or just want to share your grandma's Buick encounter? Drop me a line. I read every message, even the ones suggesting I interview a real bison. Don't forget to comment on the podcast, share it with your friends, and if you love it, give us a 5-star rating so others can find it. Stay wild, roam free, and keep your coffee strong under that big sky. Until our next adventure. Got a Montana story, business, or unsolved mystery you want on the show? Head to the406life.com and drop me a line. No smoke signals required. Don't forget to hit subscribe so you never miss a stomp, stumble, or tall tale. Tell your friends, tell your grandma, heck, tell that guy who swears he saw me near Phillipsburg. I was just hunting for sapphires, and maybe grabbing a brew, all right? Until next time, keep it outrageous, keep it kind, and keep living the 406 life. Montana Max, over and out.
Boots in the gravel, brain like a barrel, ideas popping off like a rodeo rebel. No suit, no script, no play it safe plan. I blaze my own trail like a wildland brand. I'm the voice in the static, the flame in the smoke, the storm on the rise when the safe plan's broke. I don't fit the mold, don't ask me to fold. Ain't built for boring, I'm built for bold.
shotgun.
The 406 Life is powered by Outlaw Gear. If it's tough enough for Bigfoot, it's tough enough for you. If your business wants to help fuel the adventure, give us a holler at the406life.com. We'd love to have you on the trail.